bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
a look. So what it looks like to drive around Coda on a qualifying lap. Here we go. Passes into sector 1. So up the hill into that very wide turn 1. You tend to see about 4 cars wide trying to go through there at once at the start. See if that seems to replicate. Then up through the gears again, moving into turn 2, into turn 3. Then you've got the little snake away here, as I refer to it, trying to hit each of those apexes. Not a bad job there from Apollo. Want to maintain the revs. Don't lose too much traction as you weave in and out. That puts you all the way out. Then you have the kink here as you move down to turn 11. Fairly wide corner. A couple of cars off to the side. And then this will give you that long back straight all the way up into turn 12. You get some really good speed going here. This is where downforce will be a little bit of a hindrance. Because the problem is this track has a lot of very high speed corners, but it also has a lot of technical corners, especially at the back half of the circuit. So you've got to find that sweet spot with your setups as he moves down through here. Now, you go into turn 13. You get another kink here, turn 14. And you get a double kink here, which puts you into turn 15. Nice little apex take there, not bad. Then you've got the massive 3-turn sweeper. Very unique Dakota here, which will put you down up into turn 19, then down that straight into turn 20, and that'll be the end of the circuit. Let's have a look here as Apollo Pepsi crosses the sector 3 line. There we go, 1:37.3 is the second driver now to put a time. Potsy with a 1:35.5, so he'll have pole for now. 13 minutes and 46 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, there's a lot of different scenarios you can go through on this track. Obviously, you've got that massive straight, fantastic for overtakes, and I often find you get stuck in a little bit of a game of leapfrog a few times with cars. You can overtake them there, and then you're stuck. You can't pull a lead. They follow you around until you get there again the next lap, and they jump you. It's quite tricky, that. And it's fun to watch for us, but of course the technical section in the last sector as well was prone to track limits. So you've got to keep an eye on that. In a long race like this, warnings add up, seconds add up, and makes all the difference.
Yeah, definitely. That triple turn of 16, 17 and 18 tends to push you way wide, and then some people, not naming names, but a lot of people, when they come around turn 19 to set up for turn 20, they'll actually use the entirety of the track. So you've got the track line, and then you've got this red section that passes further than that. A lot of guys maintain that. Even on the F1 calendar they'll do that. I do believe this year there is a loop that detects when people go way too wide. As Flubber's making his way around the triple turn now, you'll see the area I'm talking about. He'll break down in here for turn 19. You see, there it is there. It goes to the green, and you've got the asphalt all the way on the side. They use all of that in the race calendar. So
yeah,
I think
it makes a massive difference coming onto that straight. You can carry an extra 20k an hour going through there, and that's a good 20-30 metres by the end of that straight.
Yes, it is. But I think F1 does trigger. I think the game does trigger that as out of bounds. So people probably won't be able to get away with that. Flubber, of course, just crossed the line there with a 1:34.6. So good job from the Toro Rosso driver. Puts himself in pole, pushes Potty down. Bandcamp came across with a 1:35.7. So he'll be in fourth position. T-Mac on the hard compound, 1:36.6. Mikau with a 1:36.9. And Apollo Pepsi's pushed his way all the way down, or has been pushed all the way down, sorry, to 7th position. We're still waiting on 5 drivers to give us some times. 2 of them in the pits now, so let's just jump on with Impulse. See where he is in the track. Looks like he's sector 2, going down the straight to turn 12.
Yeah, what I often find, and I'm by no means a good driver, but what I often find in the S-bends, particularly in the first sector, following. So hard to do with the dirty air of these cars. You can often get it so wrong through there, suddenly lose your line, run a bit wide, and that ruins you for a good 300-400 metres, and suddenly you're way down. So clean air is going to be key. Taking opportunities when they come. You don't want to follow for too long.
Yeah, turns 6 and 7 are the most notorious for that. You start getting a nice left-right happening. You go turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, and then when you hit turn 6, you notice that the car starts to swing a little bit too wide to the left due to the extended nature of the corner, which will throw you off for turns 7 and 8. And it's a very nice little section, very nice to watch. Impulse obviously invalidated as he didn't get a time, so we'll stay on board with him and see if he can do it. Now, as he says, here he comes through the snake way. See, you're using the couple of apexes, but then it throws you off, and then it puts you into a very bad position as you come into turn 6 and 7, and then that throws you off again.
It's gone all wrong for him here, and it's just that tiny mistake early, and it'll catch guys out when they're in clean air for a few laps, doing it easy, and then suddenly find themselves close behind the car and destroys their line. Throw your rhythm way out the window.
That's something they'll have to overcome. Something I think, as far as I'm aware, the Circuit of the Americas for 100% is a 56 lap race. So,
yeah, she's a long circuit.
Yeah, so we're in for a massive stint. And these guys will have to wrap their heads around that and maximise the efficiency and speed as they make their way around the Circuit of the Americas. Impulse now working through Sector 3. Comes in turn 15, makes his way to the triple bank. Here we go. Oof. Using all of that inside curve, but throwing himself out for the last section. Then into turn 19. Alright, so we're sitting here, and he'll put him to the pit, so he won't actually complete his. Oh my god! Here we go. Missing the pit entrance there. Lucky not to get disqualified. The game's pretty quick on doing that, but alright, he's made it out there. Looks like a couple of setup changes are in order.
Yeah, a few guys struggling to get through and done with a clean lap. What are we? 6-7 minutes in. We've still got 5 guys without a lap time yet. Just get the feel for it.
He's coming through that triple section now. See a little bit of lag. Not sure what's going on. I'm sorry. Lotus just set the fastest lap with a 1:34.0. Are you serious?
That's come out of nowhere, that. That's phenomenal, that.
Never in the history of me broadcasting this league have I ever seen Lotus anywhere that close to the top. Something happened. Oh boy. Good job there from Lotus. Potsy comes across now with a 1:33.9.
Well, you'll be glad you're not watching him now because he hasn't made a corner yet. He just cuts them all on his way back to the pit.
So Major Payne managed to come across with a 1:34.3, putting him in third position. Still waiting on Gus Rules, Impulse, and Chunky. Chunky seems to be a new name as well. I'm not familiar with that name. See how he does in his showing here. Jump on board with Gus Rules as he's completing his outlap. Flubber should be in Tier 1. I believe that was going to happen. I think Flubber is actually going to join Tier 1. I'm not sure. I know he was talking with Band yesterday. What track is Tier 1 doing tomorrow? Yes, Combine already answered that. It is Singapore, which will be good for us because Singapore's a great track to spectate. So,
yeah, I've got a love-hate with it. I love watching it, hate racing it. Well, I don't mind racing it in like a time trial or something, but yeah, it catches me out over the course of a race. Little mistakes are really costly there. That's with every street circuit. Now, what do we think for tyre strategy here? Obviously, the one stop's going to be preferred, so you've got to be looking mediums for hards for that. But, guys set the times on softs, so.
I don't know, that's a good question. I don't know.
Maybe a soft to hard combination might be able to squeeze in.
Yeah, I don't know if hards are good on Circuit of the Americas. I mean, you could do it, don't get me wrong. Like, you could definitely do medium to hard, but I'm pretty sure everyone's... I mean, look, you have a look at those top 6. They're all on soft tyres, so they're expecting a fast start. So, starting on a soft tyre, either you're going one stop to hard, which is pushing it, or you're going to do a 2-stop, which would be like soft, medium, soft, or soft, soft, medium, or...
Yeah.
Gus Rules is out there on the hard compound. He just set a 135.7, which puts him into 7th.
Well,
Chunky, 202. He's in 11th.
Well, see, that tells me that the hards should be viable, because obviously the softs, they're going to go off after a handful of laps, and they'll suddenly be lapping medium hard tyre speed. So I feel like hards would be viable around here. Obviously, you don't really want to start them. They're not a quality tyre, but I think we'll see most of the field be using them at some point.
Okay, so it looks like that Gus Rules will be starting on the hard compound, so he'll be looking to go for that extended stint.
Well, it'll leave him plenty of options near the end of the race, or if, God forbid, we see a safety car at some point. But starting on the slower tyre, as long as he can keep out of trouble, keep up with the pack, which it's Gus, so I think he will. We'll give him good options near the end. Whether he can just keep stretching out a hard until he can jump on a soft near the end, or jump on a medium and go for an undercut somewhere. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I with the 1.15 patch, people have been noting that the safety car comes out a lot more regularly. So it'll be interesting to see if that is the case, because we haven't seen. I think we've seen one safety car in all of the broadcasts.
Yeah, I don't even recall seeing it. We've seen a few birds.
I remember it only because it was in China and it was out for 3 laps.
Ah, yeah, now I'm with you. Yeah, and there's been plenty more scenarios where we should have seen it. Baku.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Impulse came across there with a 134.2. That's put him in 4th. Not a bad drive from the Red Bull. Let's have a look. 2 people out on outlaps. Let's jump on board with Wahid. He's currently sitting in 3rd. Oh, look at that. Look at DRS wing. I wish I could manually switch to these cameras instead of just being broadcast. Hopefully they'll change that for 2020. As Codemasters now has the license for another 5 years. I do have faith in them.
But, they've made some steady progress. I mean, I think the game's in a pretty good place, really, compared to other racing games out there. It's most playable for a novice. So.
Also, just to point out, Combined, where you're confused, from what I understand, the 100% series isn't a tracked series. I think we're just doing it for fun, so people can just swap into cars that they choose. I believe that's the case. I do remember I overheard a couple of the guys asking if they could switch cars just because they want to, have a different set of pace. So I think that's what's happened in terms of that. Alright, so 2 minutes, 19 seconds left on the clock. Potsy still in pole position. Lotus getting knocked down a peg. He's 134, puts him in 2nd. Wahid with a 134.2. Of course, he's currently on a flying lap, so we'll see if he can improve it. He just makes his way out of the snake. Heading up into turn 10, into turn 11. And then we've also got... so Chunky's down at the back there. He's got a 2 minutes 2.5. Who are we looking to improve as Wahid decides to call it off?
Potsy's hit 2 straight purple sectors, so he's in for improving on his pole lap if he can keep this going over the finish. Not a good sector 3.
So Potsy 133.9 now. We're on board with the pole leader. Look at the way he takes these apexes. He knows what's up. Let a little bit of speed there, but he definitely took that better than a lot of the other guys.
He's gone purple.
Wait to definitely going to equate to last time to go a bit wide there as he moves into turn 10. Making his way down into turn 11.
Whips that apex perfectly. Nice run. No wheel spin. A little bit down on the old ERS though, that'll cost him near the end of this lap.
Oh God, listen to that gearbox. The engine didn't know what just happened then. Shifted all the way down in the first. So here we go. Moves into sector 3. Okay, that's pushing him down into the triple section. 16, 17, 18. No, he does call it off. He goes off to the side. So that'll probably be him done. 10 seconds. And then we'll be able to set another one. So Potty's happy with this. Impulse is still on an outlap. We're seeing a bunch of people. So that is time. Impulse will finish with a 134.2. Wahid's still on a flying lap. Lotus finishes with a 134.0. So currently he's in second. Let's have a look at other people's. Who's going to cross first? This Chunky comes across 135.3. Massive improvement. Puts him into 8th. Go Mick coming across the line now. What will we see? Looks like a 133.5, which is slower. So 134.4 will be his best time. That puts him into 6th. Wahid with a 133.6. That puts him in the pole. So he'll be taking the front place on the grid for today's race. Great job from him. There are a couple of people still out there. See, Apollo Pepsi comes across with a 133.62. So Apollo Pepsi now, your front runner, as the majority of other drivers are finishing up. Great drive there from Renault.
Yeah, Wahid actually went white in the first sector. He left a fair bit of time on the table, but his third sector was blistering. So there is time out there still.
Okay, so Flubber, the only driver that has to cross the line. We know he's fast. What happens? I don't know because it turned off, but we'll have a look.
I think he moved.
6th. So Flubber will sit into 6th position. And, okay, so quite an eventful qualifying there. As we'll move forward. So Apollo Pepsi takes your front runner. He is pole sitter, 133.6. Great drive from him. Wahid will take 2nd, 133.68. Potsy with his 133.9 puts him in 3rd, and Major Payne will take up the 2nd place on the second part of the grid with a 134.019. Good drives from everyone else. Bandcamp unfortunately getting relegated to the back, 135.7. So 12 drivers for this race as we are about to start. So strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to be a long one. Oh, it's going to be testing. All right, so Tominator will be racing tomorrow. Not a problem, man. Can't wait to see you there. Apollo Pepsi, GOAT. Slow your roll combined. Yeah, he did well. But Apollo's one of those guys that, A, always gets a penalty, and now he's got 56 laps to do it instead of, like, 18. And 2, I don't have a 2. I only had a 1. But you get my point. I take it Apollo was better in an F1 car than F2s. If you take into account today, yes. Yes, considering Apollo got swerved out quite intensely in yesterday's F2 race. I don't know if you saw that, C-Carrot, but Apollo got hit by CK80's car, which forced him right. He then took out Lotus, who then took out Impulse. Impulse carried so much speed that he spun around and then in reverse hit Lotus into the wall, which flipped his car sideways. So it was just like Scotty McLaughlin, just absolutely just perpendicular to the track. I was like, what the hell? Combined. I was joking. He's obviously not the best driver. Rude. Rude. Unbelievable. Thought you were supposed to be friends. Yeah, I'm with Angel on that one. Oof. Okay, so we're just waiting on all the players to finalise their setups, of course. A lot more. Chunky being the first one to bite the bullet there. Hold on. Everyone's leaving the session. Okay. We need to restart.
Well,
no worries.
as is tradition.
Okay, so Just got to wait for everything, guys. We will be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Rise like the sun and fall in the ocean. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win, 'cause we're only human. The ghost of our past is chasing, trying to stop us. The sound of our souls connected is nothing but wonder. So don't give up tonight. Rise like the sun and fall in the ocean. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win, 'cause we're only human. The ghost of our past is chasing, trying to stop us. The sound of our souls connected is nothing but wonder. So don't give up tonight. I am here in the middle of nowhere. There is no there, it is cold there, but I am safe and I am warm. Although it's hard, I know I gotta keep up. No time to lay to drift away. I find my space, I spend my time down the rabbit hole again, and as I fall I can feel the pain. You can't tell me where to go, so I don't know, I just go with the flow. I go with the flow. I'm falling up, I'm falling down, from the sky and from the ground. Up above just like below, and I don't know where I should go.
Okay, welcome back. So it's raining, and it's a one-shot qualification restart. So yeah, okay. Here we are, Circuit of the Americas. Rain. Scoot. All right. Not sure how to take this. Polar Pepsi doing such a good job in 18 minutes for it only to be undone by water.
Yeah, I mean,
Impulse has just left the session. Does this mean...
are we going to restart again and put it dry, probably?
I see new names here already. ALIIKHRDN.
Yeah, we've got 13 now, so...
Oh man, this is going to be another one of those Honda CRX names.
I'm just going to call him Ali.
Yeah, that works. Ali G. Everybody's ghosted, so I think...
Oh, you can't even see the bloody curbs in this rain. This is heavy. This is full wets.
They are ghosted. I think they're restarting
they're
again. Oh my god, people.
What the freaking hell is happening?
Alright, hold on. Let's try and figure something out here. Okay, so it looks like Impulse's game has crashed. But according to the timing sheet, he's still in the lead, so his AI is doing pretty bloody good. Oh man, I laugh so hard if he gets pole position because his AI is a pro in the wet. Flubber already exhausting all of his ERS. So obviously it's much harder for us to track everybody. Only is one shot, but the times will start to come past. Flubber. Oh, Gus Rule's just coming across. Oh my god, Impulse's AI. Set to 152.3. Gus Rules beats it with a 151.9. Okay. Guess I'm out beer o'clock. Okay, Impulse. Just saying, you're third.
Yeah, going great, mate.
Oh boy. Okay, so after that interesting one-shot qualifying, Gus Rules is now your pulsar. Flubber in second. Impulse's AI qualifies him in third. Potsy fourth. T-Mac in fifth. Bandcamp, unfortunately, at the bottom.
Oh,
Ali qualifying there in a 153.8.
poor old Lotus and Apollo got nothing for their good quality efforts.
Yeah, that sucks so hard. like they pissed off Zeus or something. So the game, they do really, really well, and then the game has to restart, and then just for that, Codemasters was like, you know what? Have some rain. One-shot qualifying and rain.
Oh, what the hell went wrong in that lobby?
Oh my god. Okay. So will we see another restart? I can see that Impulse hasn't jumped in, so he will probably sit out, I guess. I don't think they'll do one more restart. So we're back down to 12 drive. Oh, Impulse has joined. Okay. I don't know if his car will be on the grid still, though. Well, we'll have a look. Okay, everyone just getting ready. Chunky bar hits the trigger first again. Ali. Flyboy Lotus will crash, then the lobby will restart.
Don't say that.
Man, Lotus is so unfortunate, eh? He's got the talent, and then just he gets screwed over every race.
Oh, he finally shows the talent, yeah.
Yeah. It'd be kind of weird if it's not just set up as a new race with the first quality results as the grid. Yeah. But I don't know. Well, it looks like they're going ahead with it. Impulse jumping in a little bit too late, so he won't be on the grid. Oh wait, is he on the grid? No, he's not. But there's still 13 people on the grid. What?
There's an empty spot back there, I think.
Okay. Okay, people. So it looks like we are going ahead with that. So this is what your grids are going to be, as everybody is on their formation lap, of course, trying to warm up the tyres. Get a last slow lap of the track. Good job there from Gus Rules in that one-shot qualifying to put himself on the top of the grid. Oh, sorry about that. Let's have a quick check here. Right, so everyone except Gus Rules is running the soft tyre. So Gus Rules is looking like he's going to try and do a longer stint. Running the soft tyre tells me that the majority of these guys are going to go two-stop.
Yeah, they're going to have to. I think I really can't see these soft tyres lasting with any sort of pace that they're going to be able to get 45 laps out of the hards. The guards can probably do it, but they're not going to be particularly quick.
So Impulse couldn't make it here at the end. Oh man. God damn it. I love that his AI stepped up and put him third. That's the best. Because you can see that the gap is empty. If you guys have a look at the results board here on the left, you'll see that it goes 1, 2, 4. So Impulse's car has like been registered there, but because Impulse wasn't in before the session started, it triggers it out. It's really silly. But anyway,
for you, it's different. I've got him on my board. He's still sitting in third on mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And when I look at his name, he's sitting in pit. So, yeah, it's all sorts of bugged up.
Okay, so
certainly not on the grid.
Okay, righto. Okay, we'll just have to deal with it, I guess. All right, so the lights are coming up here. We're counting down. 5 lights are up. We're waiting for them to turn off. Okay, lights out and away we go. We're watching Gus as he makes his way down onto that turn 1. Now, turn 1 here at Coda is very, very wide, so don't be surprised if you see some dive bombing. The 2 Toro Rosso side by side as they move in. Everyone seems to be going in okay.
Chunky took a hit there. He's lost a few spots, but no damage.
All right, so Flubber manages to make his way forward. So a good job here from the Toro Rossos at the moment. Ooh, starting to see a couple of people. There's a McLaren there. Looks like Major Payne took the shortcut route, got unstuck by the Snake Way. As we have a look at some of these gaps, pretty close now. So this first lap seems to be setting up. Flubber, man, he's making away with it. 1 second, the difference. Of course, softs to mediums is an advantage.
Gus gave Potsy the squeeze and Apollo benefits. This will be tight here because it's going to be really important for these guys to not get slowed up by Gus on those medium tyres and let Flubber get too much of a gap. You know he's got the pace to pull one.
Have a look at T-Mac trying to go up on the inside of Potsy there. Nice attempt. It's not going to work too well. Here we go. Nice little train. 2, 3, 4, 5. As we move our way into the latter half. Ooh, Potsy getting a little bit of lag. It's throwing T-Mac off a little bit. Oh, Potsy has gone off the track. I think he got bumped slightly. Oh, and he stops right in front. Stops right in front of Major Payne. Wing damage. So, not quite sure exactly what happened there, but Major Payne's now all the way down in 12th. And you can see that he's lost the end plate as well. Oh, unfortunate for him. I don't think he had any choice. He's going to pull into the pits there as he gets it repaired. Okay, so let's jump back up to the top there. T-Mac falling just behind Mikau, so a nice little job from him. Wait a minute. Oh, they're side by side. That's why I couldn't see him. So Mikau, Potsy, and then T-Mac. Oh, look, these broadcast cameras are something to watch, aren't they?
Potsy had a fantastic overtake on T-Mac on corner 1. Straight up the inside, clean as you would, as a whistle on that one.
Ooh. Harley G going a little bit too far out there. His time is also glitched up. It's telling me he's 2 minutes behind everyone, so whatever.
Yeah, well, I've still got Impulse on the board a lap down, so...
All right, so... Yeah, nice thing to mention there. Apollo Pepsi's second. So good job by him to put himself up so far. Gus falling behind. Expected, of course, with the mediums, but I'm sure his time will shine as the laps count down. 2 of 56.
Yeah, vital not to get slowed behind Gus. Flubber will pull too much of a gap.
Oh,
DRS next
man.
lap.
Bandcamp. What an amazing dive there. Went up right on the inside, managed to overtake Wahid, who, funnily enough, is his teammate. So he puts himself into 8th there. Interval time's not updating, so we'll have to wait for the lap to finish. Pretty good drive from everyone so far. Unfortunate for Major Payne, he did have to go in early, so he has swapped to the hard tyre to try and compensate for that original pit time. Flubber still in the lead by 1.79 seconds. Apollo Pepsi just took the fastest lap away from Flubber with a 1:39.4. Good showing from him. Let's jump on board with Bandcamp. Now it is lap 3, which means DRS has been enabled. So we're going to see some more overtake epic opportunities. Here we go. Bandcamp trying to go up on the inside of Chunky. No, he plays it safe. That's okay. Oh, but Chunky's going sideways. Tokyo Drift coming out of turn 1. So Bandcamp's going to have a little bit of an advantage as he pushes forward. Wahid just dropped a position down to Ali G. So the Ferrari splits the two Alphas as they're moving into Snake Way. Oh, I call it Snake Way. There aren't actually names at Coda. It's all just turn 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's boring. So, Snake Way it is.
Mikhail right up on Gus. He should have a good jump down this straight. He'll get DRS. He's close enough to do it.
Here we go. He's moving up royal close to the side of that, to the back of that Toro Rosso. He'll go up on the inside. Here we go. As they move down into, but that's a late break. No, he manages to pull it in. Good job by Mikhail. So he'll take 3rd position.
Gus not going away though. He'll have home straight.
Gus is stuck in between the two.
Ooh, Potsy dives up the inside.
Yes, what a great move by him. He'll now take that position. So Mikhail and Potsy, the two teammates, 3rd and 4th. As Gus drops down one more position. Good job here from Racing Point. As we have a quick look at these intervals, everyone in a pretty good spot so far. Apollo Pepsi within 1 second of the leader. Flubber doing a great job to hold that. Lap 4 now. Good job from Racing Point. Again, 3rd and 4th. Gus dropping back, but he is on the medium, so it will take a couple of laps for them to reach their full effectiveness. Team Mac there in 6th position. Major Payne still at the back, but it is closing down. Flubber gets a 3-second time penalty, so it looks like he's been cutting some of these apexes.
Alright, 3 seconds on lap 4. If he keeps up this rate. And T-Mac as well.
T-Mac just got a 3-second time penalty. This is where the 100% series starts to come into its own. You have to attend with the fact that there's fatigue, you've got the endurance, and you usually see, not so much in Tier 1, but you do see in Tier 2 and some of the F2 series, penalties, they rack up. And when you've got 56 chances of doing it, yeah, it gets a little bit touch and go.
Absolutely. But to have those numbers already, that's a danger sign. These guys will have to watch themselves from here.
Yes, they will. Now, Apollo Pepsi just made a move there on Flubber. We just caught the back end of that. Flubber getting overtaken by the Renault driver as they are moving up into the back section of the course. Look how close these guys are.
Chunky's right up on Ali G as well. Oh, they got a contact for sure here.
Let's jump down real quick. Let's have a look. They're side by side. Well, he gets taken. He gets forced off the track by the Haas driver. So it might be something to look into. I don't know. I don't think Stewart's come into the 100% series, but I'm not sure. Lotus fairly close now behind the Alpha of Wahid. Unfortunate for Lotus. Did such a good job in that first qualifying session and the restart happened, so he got shafted by the rain. So hopefully he'll be able to make hopefully he'll be able to make a really good Apollo Pepsi 3-second time penalty. So that's just given Flubber, actually no, sorry, that's put them on the same page. Flubber just had a penalty as well. So okay, so they're now even. Chunky gets a 3-second time penalty as well. You're seeing Snake Way start to claim victims, and it's only lap 5.
It puts Mr. Mikau within half a second of the lead. Those penalties.
Wahid trying to make a move here on the Haas driver. Oof, uses all of that purpose advantage. Jesus. Okay. So now moving up into turn 11, which means he will have DRS. He looks for the inside, realizes he won't be able to get it so quickly. He has to also watch out because Chunky's teammate is right behind him as well. So let's jump on board with Lotus. No, he's a little bit too far. Jump on board with Wahid. Oh, Chunky with a great defensive move. But he's only allowed one. He's got to remember that. So Wahid's going to try and take him right up on the outside. Will he be able to do it? Slowing down. Chunky with a nice little break there. But it looks like Wahid has just enough speed. And he'll take that 9th position. Oh, contact. Just as they move into the next turn now. So looking at all these gaps. Pretty good race so far. Chunky goes up on the inside. What a move. But it's going to force him out. And Wahid takes it back.
Yeah, that's where we get stuck up in this little bit of leapfrog. We'll see. We'll see if the reverse happens next lap around.
Yeah, Chunky thought he could take the position back by holding off on the brakes, but the problem was that it was the double section moving up into turn 15, so you got to prepare yourself for the next break. Braked way too late, forced himself off the track, and Wahid was like, thanks very much, goes straight past. So a good job there from the Alpha. Chunky and Lotus now, side by side. Hopefully they don't do a mirror of Haas, or otherwise they'll be too busy fighting each other. Then trying to race. We'll push up now to Potsy, who's only 0.2 behind his teammate. Mikau doing a great job so far. Lap 6. Apollo still in the lead.
Potsy using all of those curbs and some, but he's one of the few without a penalty. But Mikau takes a very different line through there, and it was costing Potsy just a little bit of time. He should be able to get a move done on his teammate down this straight DRS.
So, of course, the one difference from Coda in the game and Coda in real life is, if you guys have been watching any of the free practice of Circuit of the Americas this week in the real F1 calendar, the track in F1 is flat, whereas the track in real life is bumpy as all hell. So it's one thing our drivers won't have to contend with, as Potsy got that 3rd position, so good job to him. A little bit of a fight. Team Mac and Bandcamp are trading places. Have a look at Ali G trying to pounce on him as well. Oh, man, this helicopter broadcast cam. More of this. Oh, no! The Ferrari goes off. So he loses a little bit of traction there. He'll have to rejoin. He rejoins in 11th. As Team Mac gets a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, Ali looks like he just tried to put the power down a little bit too early. His car was crooked, and the rear kicked out on him in that dirty air. Easy to do.
Oh, look at these Haas side by side. Lotus tried to go up on the inside, unfortunately not being able to. So now they're on the main straight. Lap 7 has kicked in. And these Haas, they're going at it with each other. So like I said, art imitates real life. Here we go. They'll move forward. Mikau with a 3-second time penalty.
And to keep track of this, T-Mac actually has 2 3-second penalties so far. So he's got 6 seconds of penalties on lap 7.
Alright, so Chunky and Lotus, very close to each other. Chunky seems to be having a bit of a hard time going through the snake section. Lotus doing a little bit better, so he's closing up that gap really well as they move into turn 10, down into the straight to turn 11.
Will look like Mikau's going to get the leapfrog on Potsy. 1 lap deja vu as the Pink Panthers change places again.
Alright, so just caught the end of that. So Mikau now goes in front. So Potsy's probably going to have the advantage coming on into the next lap. We'll see if this goes on for another 56 laps. Of course, they do have to do at least one pit stop. Most of these drivers will be doing 2. Lotus manages to get past Chunky. They're actually going back and forth. Let's see if we can catch that battle side by side now as they move in. Lotus goes back in front. Contact. No wing damage though. So as we go as Chunky goes up on the outside again. Look at them. They're side by side through the whole bloody track.
You have to leave it a space.
They're still going at it. The board doesn't know what it wants to do. Look at them side by side in the triple section. Great job there from both those drivers. Oh my god, I thought they were going to go the whole track then. Okay, so Chunky managing to hold off on that, but Lotus, man, he is full force trying to get up on that position. Lap 8 now. Great job from both of them. Oh, that's what we come here to see.
They both put such different lines through the first part of that as well, which was really messing them up.
Yes, oh man. If only the rest of the grid was as close as this.
Well, that's Coda for you. That's what this track gives you, and I love it for it.
Yeah, so Lotus still on the back of... That's right, Lotus still on the back of Chunky as Chunky goes a little bit wide there. Broadcast camera not helping me out at all, but hopefully it will switch. There we go, side by side, there's contact! Look and have a look. Ali G, the Ferrari, he's closing up as well. So as these two fight, the Ferrari's getting more and more time gained. Here we go.
Well, he's closed up that massive gap. If we remember he's off, he would have been 2, 3, 4 seconds behind these guys. And that's what fighting does. He'll have a good chance to jump them both if he gets a good exit here.
Alright, so as we were talking, Potsy, of course, got the leapfrog again on his teammate, so he's now in third. Look at Chunky trying to break the tow line. Lotus isn't letting him go anywhere, but Ali G and the Ferrari splits them both like in the eye of a needle. Here we go, but he's now stuck sandwiched in between them. Oh, for look at this. Lotus goes up on the outside, trying to beat down Chunky. He manages to do it. There's a little bit of contact there with the Ferrari and the Haas. Oh, man, this is probably the most intense race we've had all season.
Chunky goes deep.
Oh, so Chunky loses out on brakes.
Take him on the inside. Oh, see, Ali G just he's out. Oh, his Chunky goes off into the fence.
Okay,
Chunky's gone.
I'm not sure what happened there, but he just swerved way left. Didn't get knocked out though, so he's definitely got damage. No, he has left the session, so that will be him done. I think he just gave up. I swear, because he was just on the outside and then he just swerved left.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
So that'll be him done, I think. Okay, no worries.
Which is strange, but
which sucks because that last battle was the best thing I have seen in a very long time. Gus rules, unfortunately, getting a 3-second time penalty. So he'll have to contend with that one as Bandcamp now trying to climb up on his teammate. His teammate Wahid trying to climb up on T-Mac. Lotus gets a 3-second time penalty at the back.
You know who could be a big winner from this is Bandcamp. With these guys in front of him, just penalty after penalty. Mr. Squeaky Clean.
Oh, you can't really call him that anymore.
No, we can't,
because he did get a penalty at the last Tier 1 race. Only one, let's be fair. But, okay, there it is. Lost spare.
He'll never do the same.
Oh, okay. All right, so Bandcamp trying his best to make it up there. Looks like Wahid managed to overtake T-Mac, so he'll get that position. T-Mac trying his best to stay on the back of that car. Flubber gets another 3-second time penalty. So Apollo's just gotten a 3-second buffer. Lap 9 at 56.
I'm still on board with T-Mac and seeing him cut the odd corner, so...
Yeah, we're watching him
He's
from
all
the
done with
broadcast.
penalties.
Yeah, we're watching it from the broadcast perspective. He's trying his best to try and stick to the back of that Alfa Romeo, but he's got to remember that Alfa's teammate is hunting him down as they move into the main straight, so DRS will be activated. Let's have a look if T-Mac will go for an inside dive. There's the room to do it, but he won't have the speed, so he'll keep it safe there. As now they move into Snake Way. T-Mac just retired from the session. What?
Seen enough.
Okay.
Didn't have the pace, perhaps, and
so
it was all gone downhill from here. Maybe.
So that's 2 drivers out. As Ali gets a 3-second time penalty. So we're starting to see the penalties start to rack up.
Well, you can't stand the heat to get out.
That's right.
As we see Mikau coming up on Potsy as well down this back straight with DRS. He'll get this done as Leapfrog continues.
Switch up to there. You just see him go up on the outside now. And nice little move there. These 2 racing points. I think we're going to have to switch back to these guys to have a look because Haas has left us. Oh, look at him phase him out. What a drive there from Mikau. Doesn't even care if the car shares the same colours. He's just like, get out of my way. Potsy. Oh, wow. He held that line so incredibly well. Managed to get the inside and hold it. Usually you see drivers get the first corner, miss out on the second because of the brake time. But he made it work. So Potsy's now in front. And Mikau will have to follow from behind.
Yeah, Potsy at the end of that straight played it perfectly. It broke a bit early, which meant he could dive and cut on the inside, and it sent Mikau a bit deep. So he was on the power earlier and jumping back again.
Okay, so will we see an inside overtake? Will Mikau try and do it up in here? No. Ooh, Potsy's pleading a lot of speed there. So they're currently the closest on the grid so far. Nice to see some friendly rubber.
Right up to Pepsi as well.
Yes, but Flubber does have a 3-second time penalty above, so he'll have to watch on that. Let's jump up.
He'll be able to get it on track. He's got the ARS advantage. He should be able to do it with DRS down this big straight. Take a hell of a defense from Apollo.
Flubber rocking that center helmet. Let's see if he can channel the spirit as they move on into the DRS section. 100 meters to go. Here we go. Hits it up. How much speed will he be able to gain? He has the ERS advantage, like you pointed out. So let's have a look. Apollo Pepsi moves off to the left side. Flubber's going to go on the right side, which means he'll be on the outside. So very good. He gets forced off. Yeah. Flubber gets pushed off the track there. Apollo Pepsi doing a really good job to hold that lead.
Flubber doing a good job of staying out of Apollo's dirty air there. Keeping his own line. Potsy grabs 3 seconds for his troubles.
So, of course, like you pointed out, Sea Carrot, dirty air is very, very dangerous on a track like Circuit of the Americas. So it's one
Especially
thing.
with these guys fighting so many penalties. Dirty air is the difference between cutting the corner and not.
Okay, so DRS advantage again for Flubber. I have to say, though, Apollo is pulling away fairly well. Where the hell is this driving in Tier 1? Seriously? Like, what? Okay, so Flubber 0.5.
Apollo loses a lot of time through our S-bends. Misses the apex of most of them by a fair chunk, which has invited Flubber back up onto his tail again. Just keeping an eye on Apollo Pepsi's tyres through telemetry. They're only in the 30% mark, so the softs are lasting pretty well, I've got to say. 12 laps in.
Yeah, so Flubber doing a really good job to hold up onto the back of that Renault there. Like he's pointed out, Apollo Pepsi was having a bit of issues in that snake section. And Flubber did capitalise on it. He is right up on the back of that. Have a look at Potsy, though. He's getting closer and closer to his teammate. They just went past at the same time on the camera that I lost track. Okay, so Potsy's going in for a hard inside break, and he'll take it as well. So good job from him. And I think we're just going to see leapfrog after leapfrog. Here's a real question, right? Do you think they'll communicate so they pit at different times?
No, I don't.
Because if they decide to pit at the same time, that's it. That's it. So it's over. Because one of them's going to get held up. So that could be into it as well. That could be something we have to watch.
Yeah, well, if they're this close when they decide to dive in, absolutely. I don't think they will talk about it. Not on public chat, anyway.
Right, so Flubber, just as we're talking there, he pits in. Let's jump on board with him. Let's see where he'll exit out. So 12 laps on the softs.
Going to grab the mediums, it looks like.
Okay, so where will he exit out now? Bandcamp going past. Lotus getting closer. Lotus just coming up there off the side. Gus Rules with a 3-second time penalty. So it looks like he'll exit up in 7th.
Well, he timed that perfectly.
Yeah, Lotus and Ali G getting really, really close here. So
I'll keep an eye on his outlap time and see what he does.
Lotus gets a 3-second time penalty. Unfortunate. Okay, so Flubber pulling the pin first. Actually, technically, Chunky's AI pulled the pin first, but
so you got to say from here,
you'd
expect Flubber needs to do a good 30 laps on these to do another 13 lap stint at the end on softs.
Mm-hmm. So Mikau just got the overtake there on Potsy as we were talking. So yep, that's just going to be inevitable from the Racing Point drivers. They're going to take turns.
Ali jumps the Haas and Lotus down that DRS straight as well. It's just easy pickings. That straight is just long enough.
Mm-hmm. Circuit of the Americas providing some very good opportunities for drivers to make those awesome overtakes. I'm going to quickly pop down to Chunky there. But the AI hasn't taken over, so he's back in the race? Well, I don't know about that one. I'll have to... Woof, what a camera angle. Hello. On the back of Major Payne from the DRS wing perspective. As Wahid now pulls into the pits. So his teammate Bandcamp will overtake him. Flubber making up an extra position.
Yeah, I've got absolutely no idea what's going on with that Chunky thing.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that. It must be him, yeah.
So we'll try and pay attention later on. Okay, so Chunky has rejoined. Okay, so it wasn't him, but he wasn't ghosted. I don't know if maybe
turned ghosting off in that last.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense. Right. Okay, no worries. At least that's sorted.
Potsy goes the dive bomb up, Mick out.
Look at this. It doesn't fail. Does not fail to entertain us. Potsy managing to make that leapfrog again, so he's in second. Apollo Pepsi right now has got to be loving this because of those two fighting. He's 4.3 seconds ahead. Not a bad job from Apollo. Angel of War. Will soft, hard combination make it a whole race, or will Gus have a one pit stop advantage by starting on mediums? You can make it to the end on hard tyres. However, I don't know when the cliff would start. So I feel as though if you did that, your hard tyres would be absolute pigs by the end of the race.
Gus's tyres right now are at the low 20% mark. So extrapolate that out, you're looking at 40% or 30 laps, which is still well and truly drivable.
Yeah.
Which means a hard tyre can probably do 50 laps pretty easily.
Okay.
I think a medium to hard would be more than capable. But medium to soft, I think, can do it as well.
Well, something we'll have to watch out for. Apollo Pepsi. Something happened there. Hold on a minute. He just dropped down 4 positions. Did he go into the pits? Yes, he did. That would explain... Oh, almost had a heart attack. Okay, so Apollo Pepsi went into the pits as we were talking about that little strategy there. So he comes out on fresh mediums. He comes out in 4th position. Not bad. That's a pretty good place to come out. He actually... So Flubber, the undercut didn't quite work.
Apollo's all over Bandcamp here.
Have a look at it. Side by side as they move into turn 11.
Apollo got DRS too, so that'll keep him safe down this straight.
Oh.
Now Bandcamps are sitting dark.
Have a look at that camera angle. You see the DRS wing just absolutely open up. That is great. Chunky has left the session again. Okay. Intermittent issues for him. Flubber gets that dive bomb there on Bandcamp, so Bandcamp loses 2 positions.
Band's tyres don't quite have the pace anymore. They're up in the 40% mark. His time's slower than all the cars around him. He'll be looking to dive in this lap or next for sure.
Potsy goes in. And Mikau... Wait a minute. Hold on. Mikau's fresh. Potsy's still in the pits. They went in at the same time.
Oh, no.
Wait, no, they couldn't have gone in at the same time.
They couldn't have.
So...
Nah, Mikau did it last lap.
Okay.
So Mikau's just about to set his first lap on those tyres. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, no worries. Man, I get so caught in the talking that we lose track on the...
But Mikau's benefited big from that now. He's overtaken Potsy through the pit and gained himself a good second and a half on the undercut. So
hopefully for all our sakes, Potsy can overtake Lotus and get back up to the back of his Racing Point teammate, because I want to see more of that.
More leapfrogs, please.
Alright, so the gapes are pretty close. Flubber 0.7 behind Apollo Pepsi. Potsy 0.7 behind Lotus there. So doing really, really well from these guys. Bandcamp just went into the pit, so he'll have fresh mediums as he comes out just behind his teammate. So here we are into the DRS section. How much time? So Apollo Pepsi won't have any DRS, obviously. As Gus Rules makes it away, he'll have to pull the pin soon. How much time can Flubber make up? Potsy gets the overtake on Lotus. So it looks like their 2 Racing Point drivers are going to be back together again. Hopefully Potsy can make up that 1.6 second gap. He won't have DRS to do it, but I have faith.
Well, a big winner right now has got to be Gus. Because he's on those mediums, he's getting them out of the way. His final 2 stints would be 2 sets of softs or 1 set of hards, which will put him in a really good position compared to the guys around him like Mikau and Potsy, who have taken 2 sets of softs and need to change the compound next time.
Yeah, that would be it. So let's see, Flubber. Mikau with the fastest lap with a 1:37.8.
That's lightning. That's 2 seconds up on the old fast lap.
Yeah. Fresh soft tyres will do that. So that's a double soft he just did there.
Yeah, him and Potsy have gone with the same strat, which is interesting for teammates.
So Lotus goes into the pits, which means Major Payne will be the only... Wait, no. Major Payne did Major Payne had issues, had a wing issue. So that means that every driver on the grid has gone into the pits except Gus.
Yeah, telemetry's telling me that that Major Payne's still on his first set of tyres though, but he hasn't hit it. So what that means, I don't think he started on hards, did he? It might just be because he pitted first lap.
He pitted first lap, that's why he got.
Yeah.
All right, so Flubber doing a really good job to try and catch up there. They're not quite doing so. Ali G doing well there in 7th. In 7th. Bandcamp was getting fairly close, but it looks like he's dropped back just a little bit. But this Toro Rosso is trying everything he can to overtake the Renault of Apollo. Gus Rules still way ahead, 2.7. So, of course, when he goes into the pits, he will lose that lead. Question will be, where will he exit? And at what point does he decide to pull in? 16 laps now on those, or 17 laps rather, as he crosses the line.
His tyres are still, just hit 30% on the front left, so they're still pretty good.
Another thing to point out too, Mikau has the fastest lap. He's also on soft tyres, and he's just caught up to Flubber to be within 0.3. So I think as we move into the snake section, you're going to see this Racing Point capitalise and move ahead one position. We'll have a look.
Both Mikau and Potsy need to get these overtakes done because on the last stint of this race, they're going to be in the slower compound. They need this track position. As you'd expect, the guys in front, Apollo, Flubber, to go in the softs in the last stint, whereas Mikau and Potsy will need the mediums on the last stint.
Well, everyone here now moving into the straight of turn 11 means they'll have DRS enabled. I don't know if Potsy managed to pull it off. No, he did not. So Mikau's going to try and get really, really close. 0.2 now to Flubber. Flubber was just outside of Apollo as well. Now he's at the 1 second mark. Look at this Racing Point. Put everything he can into trying to get past. As we're moving into lap 18.
Well, no, the most stupid thing is Impulse is still on my thing, but it's saying he's only 8 laps down. And he's sitting in. Someone figure that one.
I love it. Alright, so Gus Rules still out on track. Hits that lap 19. So Potsy now making it up very, very close. Here we go. Looks like the inside overtake. Yes, he does. But he does lose out a bit on that brake. But look at Flubber. Absolutely launched it out of turn 1. So now the Racing Point and him are side by side. Mikau gets a 3 second time penalty. Goes a little bit too wide. They are side. Oh my god. Okay, they went side by side into the snake compound, into the snake complex. Mikau is still in 3rd place. Did pick up a penalty for his troubles though, and Potsy has made it up with that little battle.
Mikau would have picked up a good warning or two as well straight after that because he cut the next 2 in the snake. Yikes.
Man, this is incredible. I'm starting to like 100% series more and more. Here we go into that DRS position. So Potsy and Flubber both within that 1 second gap that they need to be. Mikau will not be. Neither will Apollo. And here it is, side by side. Oh, what a camera angle. Okay, so Potsy manages to overtake Flubber. Oh my god, I think he's going to go for both. Oh, the inside. Here it is. Potsy gets 3rd place. Oh, what a drive.
Phenomenal braking performance for it. Pull that car up. He was going so much faster, and yet he darted on the inside and took the apex.
Oh, man. Honestly, this is incredible. We are 19 laps in of this 56-lap race. The Racing Points are just... They're fighting like there is literally no tomorrow. And in the course of doing so, are taking out anyone in their way. Flubber now down in 5th. Of course, he is at a disadvantage slightly because he is on the medium compound, which means after 5 laps, they still haven't hit their full effectiveness. Potsy and Mikau way faster on the soft tyre. However, they're going to hit a cliff eventually, and it's there where Flubber should be able to make it back in front, but we'll have to monitor as it goes. Sector 1, Sector 2, yellow flag. Not sure exactly what that is.
Chunky had a spin coming into the S's.
No worries, and he's left the session again.
Gus Rules just goes past him, as Apollo, as his AI narrowly avoids taking out 2 cars.
So Mikau is having a bit of issues here trying to go through that snake section. Hold on a minute. What is that? There's a Lotus in the way? Oh no, that was Chunky back on the track, wasn't it? Okay, so everyone had to just maneuver their way around him. So Mikau lost a lot of time through the snake section. Flubber manages to make it back. Now look at this. Potsy is outside of the DRS range. Mikau is outside of the DRS range of him. Flubber is in the range, however, so he's going to try and catch up. I don't know if he'll be able to make it. It's still 0.5. They're coming up to the end now. No, he won't be able to do it. Hard.
Polo took a massive dive bomb on Gus and didn't quite manage to stick it. Went a bit too deep. But he's right up there. He's got an ERS advantage as well.
He's trying to claw his way to that first position. I mean, if he overtakes Gus before Gus goes into the pits, that just solidifies more of a lead. Gus has got to be calling it soon. We're looking at lap 20.
Well, it depends on what he's there he is. He's starting in now.
No worries.
I was going to say, depending on what his strategy was going to do, but you think if he wants to just one-stop it, jump on the hards from here and he can go to the end.
All right,
or
so
he's got to join the rest of the crew and do 2 more softs.
Okay, so
looks like he's going over a set of mediums, though.
That's getting a little bit of lag there. 0.1 the gap now. Here we go. I'm going to go on board through this snake section. Here we go. Left, right, left again, right again. Nice use of the apex there. Apollo does lose a little bit of speed. Here we go. Another couple of corners. This is going to be turn 8 into turn 9. Which will put him into turn 10. Flubber gets another 3-second time penalty. Very unfortunate.
That makes it 9 seconds for him so far.
Alright, so Potsy's not going to have any issues whatsoever to get past Apollo here as we hit that DRS zone. We'll jump on board for it. Now, the defensive maneuver. Where's it going to come from? Apollo's putting himself in the center. Here it is. He's putting him up on the center. But Potsy does manage to get past.
Apollo's going to have the better exit.
Oh, we're watching it from the position of Mikau here. They're side by side, but Potsy holds on to the position. Apollo using a little bit more apex than you probably should. He's trying to get further and further ahead. 0.1 is the gap. Potsy doing a great job to hold off. Mikau's trying to do everything he can as those 2 cars are battling to try and make up the gap. Here we are into the triple corner. It does catch a lot of people out, that corner does. Here we go into turn 19. So Apollo Pepsi, he'll have the DRS going into the main straight. Good job from Potsy to hold on. But Apollo
and a massive ERS advantage as well.
Yeah, so here we go. He is climbing very, very quickly up to the back of that car. He'll try and go for an inside brake line. It is going pretty deep though, so can Potsy maintain the speed advantage? He does! Great job there from the Racing Point.
Yeah, Apollo got a little bit eager there. I think he outbraked himself. Oh, as he cuts his corners, he gets it all wrong.
Oh no. Oh, we knew the penalties would come into effect. We knew they'd be harsh.
As Potsy's now got only a 3 seconds to his name. Apollo's got 6, so he's effectively almost 4 seconds in the lead now.
So Apollo Pepsi, 0.9 behind. Mikau, 0.3 behind him. Looks like the Racing Point will probably get the overtake. Or maybe not, actually. They're holding the gap pretty well. Oh, man, this is entertaining to watch. It's Potsy trying to hold his best in first. Apollo trying his best to take it back. Mikau just wants to get back up next to his teammate so they can keep battling.
Lotus is also going to take a run on Bandcamp down this straight too.
Let's have a look. On board with Lotus. Will he be able to do it? He has to do it on the inside. There's no other choice. Can he get the brake pressure right? And he does. Good job there from Haas.
Does well to just bring it over enough to park it in front of Bandcamp on the exit.
And he maintains it fairly well. Bandcamp comes in though. Will he be able to hold it? It is pretty tight. Ooh, the Haas turning in there. Contact, but no damage. Bandcamp takes the position again. Puts him in at 8th. Let's jump up a couple. Harley G. Trying to catch up to the Toro Rosso of Gus Rules, who's trying to do the same to Wahid.
Now, if there's something I've noticed, none of these cars seem to be carrying any damage. Everyone's kept it nice and clean.
Yeah, we're seeing damage swapped for penalties, I think. So,
Yeah.
Major Pain and Chunky, of course, when he decided to yeet it right off the course.
Yeah. Usually you see a few end plates getting sacrificed to the gods of racing, but not so far today. As Mikau jumps up Apollo as well on that straight.
Alright, so Gus
So
rules.
the two Pink Panthers have done what they needed to do with their stint. They've gotten in the lead, so they'll have the slower compound at the end. Now they just need to build a gap.
Yeah, exactly, because they'll have to do one more pit stop for sure. As Gus Rules gets over Wahid there. So Gus, doing a good job so far. He started on the medium, didn't he?
Yeah, he's gone on 2 sets of mediums, which will mean...
So is he going to try to go to the end, or is he going to try and go for like a very last fast stint?
Yeah, he'll have a quick 10 laps on the softs at the end, I think, is how he'll do it. At least that's how I would. He got almost 20 laps out of those mediums, or he did, so we'll put him up into about lap 45 or something, then he can jump on the softs for a sprint to the end.
Well, he just picked up a 3-second time penalty coming through that last corner. Ferrari catching up. Will he go on the inside? No. Holds off on it. So we've got some pretty good gaps. Ferrari of Ali behind Wahid, 0.6. Bandcamp in the Alpha, just behind Lotus, 0.5. Apollo Pepsi, he's just hit that 1 second marker. Bandcamp gets past on Lotus, though, on that first corner.
Built a big lead straight away
Yeah.
doing it, so something went wrong for Lotus there. Didn't catch it. Band a little bit slow through those S's, so it doesn't look like his strongest part of the track. Lotus right back up on him.
So up at the front there, everyone has blown out past that 1 second mark. Actually, no, Mikau just making it under. Gus Rules now 10 seconds behind his teammate.
Poor corner for Band, gives Lotus the run. DRS should be able to get this well and truly done.
Flubber with another 3-second time penalty. Oof, rough race for him.
Lotus doesn't outbreak himself, which he does, and runs a bit wide. And opens the door back up to Band. That was his best chance yet of keeping it, but he gave it back.
I've just noticed. Can you do me a favour, CK? Have a look at Lotus and tell me what tyres he is running.
He's running the medium compound.
Okay. And are his tyres yellow on his car?
Yes.
Just checking.
And,
Because they're red on mine. Okay.
Yeah, no. He's on the medium tyres. They've done about 10% so far.
So I've got a little bit of a visual glitch there. No worries. Harley trying to get up on the back of Wahid. Funnily enough, put him in reverse. You got a host of the project. Right, so moving into turn 11. He'll have that long straight to try and catch up with DRS. Will he be able to do it though? Lotus, 3-second time penalty.
They all have been caught out on that part of the chicane. Band as well, really messy through there, and he gives up the position. Band got in all sorts through the end of those S's. Once you miss one apex, you tend to miss them all, and it happened to him there. But he'll have DRS to come back at Lotus on this straight.
So Bandcamp making it up now into turn 12. Here we go. I'll be able to get the overtake. He's keeping it close, 0.4. Lotus doesn't seem to be getting a good line through here.
Yeah, it's a very different line, isn't it? I've seen a few guys on it, though, which has helped the car behind stay out of dirty air.
Look at Ali trying to get this overtake here on turn 1, and he does it, but will Wahid have a better exit? He does carry a lot of
Yep.
speed there side by side right now, but the Ferrari manages to push ahead. So he will be in the advantage going into the Snake. Oh man, White Heat carries so much more speed though. Have a look at it. Loses a bit on the apex there. Great drive from both of these guys. White Heat's doing really well considering medium tyres. But 10 laps maybe we're starting to see a little bit of a cliff there for the Ferrari. We'll jump back up as Apollo Pepsi's trying to capitalise on the little battle happening with the Racing Point. He makes up one position. Can he make up two? Not quite. A great
Potsy
attempt,
right there,
however.
so how do you do?
Potsy's trying to make it up again. God, look at this. They're still side by side coming in. Past all this contact. Oof.
I started to see a Pink Panther go around and he held it somehow.
Oh, man. Props to Apollo Pepsi. He is driving like a man possessed. You can see that the soft tyres are starting to drop off a little bit because Apollo's managed to make up the time really, really quickly. As we move into turn one, will Potsy go for the move? Yes, he does, but loses the brake completely. And Apollo Pepsi capitalizes as well. So the Renault is splitting. Potsy picks up a 3-second tire penalty for his problems. Oh, my God.
That's a brutal penalty. He was only an inch off on that red stuff, but it got him.
All
Nick out
right.
as well.
Oh, and we're not even halfway. Not even halfway. Oh, God. Okay.
Now these soft tyres, telemetry-wise, the two guys on softs sit high 137s. The two guys on the mediums here, Apollo and Flubber, were in the 139 mids, so the softs are still a good second and a half a lap quicker. It's just these two constantly fighting has stopped them being able to pull a lead.
My God, Potsy getting overtaken by Apollo even before the DRS started. Here we go. So, great job there. So, oh my God, there's almost contact. Look how close those wheels are. Oh, Band picking up a 3-second time penalty. Hello.
Yoinks. Running out of superlatives to describe this performance.
Oh my God. I need more of this.
Potsy back up the inside of Apollo. Little lock up on one wheel. Gets a terrible exit because of it. This track, man, just injected into my veins. It gives you this every time.
Oh, look at this, man. So Mikau in the Racing Point in the lead right now. 1.4 seconds he's managed to make up. Potsy and Apollo still fighting it out. Apollo is in the lead by 0.5. Potsy doing his best to try and catch up. Potsy going to have DRS. So will he be able to do an inside turn one break? The last time he did this, it caught him out. No, he takes a safer approach. Good job. Apollo Pepsi driving the absolute pants off that Renault to put it where it is. Very, very surprised. Not something you usually see him do.
Apollo is our effective race leader right now. Penalties in consideration.
Oh, how many penalties does Mikau have?
He's up to 9 seconds now.
Oh,
Apollo's
okay.
got 6.
Wow. Okay, so all Apollo Pepsi has to really do is 1, not get any more penalties, and 2, keep it the way he's going. Potsy, of course, will have an advantage as he moves in here to turn 11. Sector 1 yellow flag.
Bandcamp retires.
Oh, no.
Bandcamp's lost it. He's
Trying to see
something's
if I can see.
I can't see where on track that would be. Major Payne was a fair way behind, so we'll see.
Apollo Pepsi does get the pass as Mikau loses 2 positions there. I cannot see
Yeah,
Apollo's
I don't know
car,
what to do.
sorry, Bandcamp's car anyway, but must have been a pretty severe crash for him to retire. So very unfortunate there. Okay. Try to see if we can see any remnants of it. But alright, so Bandcamp out of the race. So we currently have 2 races that have DNF'd.
Yeah, Band got that penalty and thought, well, why bother continuing to live?
Okay, so
And,
Mikau bites the bullet here. He moves up into the pits while his teammate stays out, trying to chase down that Renault. So Mikau will probably jump onto the medium compound, I'd say.
Interesting move, because those soft tyres are still a bit quicker than the mediums.
Yeah, there they go. Okay, he's on the medium compound. Looks
As
like
you get stuck in pit,
he'll get exit out of
Get held in pit for 5 seconds there, Mikau. That'll hurt.
Oh, did he have a non-serve penalty?
I don't know, but he certainly got stuck there.
Okay.
He was sitting there for a good while.
So Mikau exits out in 7th. His teammate Potty doing everything he can to try and stay on the back of that Renault of Apollo. Lap 29 of 56. So at this point, we have passed the halfway mark. All this action, and it's only been half the race. Potty running out of ERS. 8%. He'll go for a hard inside brake, but Apollo's got him all covered. Sector 2 yellow flag. Flubber gets...
Oh no!
Crashed out.
No. What's happened to Flubs?
He's right up there on the side. You can see him just on board with Mikau. You'll see him off onto the right. Looks like he's gone way off, lost the brake marker, and he's crashed out. Just passing him there. Unfortunate.
Damn.
Great drive from him too, but he's out of the race. So 3 drivers now DNF'd in less than like 2 laps.
A shame. He was on course for a good chance at a podium.
So Apollo Pepsi moves over to the left. He's trying to maybe get that inside block. Can Potty hold on to the speed? Not quite. He loses it. Looks like the tyres are starting to bite him back. Oh, but look at this. Right up on the back of that exhaust. Oh! Doing a great job. The dirty air can't be helpful. He's going to be losing some form of downforce. Following him so close through here. As you can see, Apollo Pepsi's ERS on charge, indicated by the flashing red light. Potsy moving up into... oh, he's trying to take the inside on turn 11, because it means he'll also get DRS as they come in through, and that's what it's going to be, but he didn't quite get the overtake. He will have the advantage of DRS, though, so he'll probably be able to catch him. Look at it go. Okay, so the racing point. Over on the outside. No. Not the camera I wanted. Okay, so we'll jump here. Will he keep the inside? Yes, he does. Apollo doing a great job to stay on him, though. 0.2 the gap. Oh, Potsy goes out a little bit wide. Maintains it, though. Apollo Pepsi trying to get her on the inside. Couldn't get the speed, however. Here they go into that triple corner. We're seeing Apollo with some really good handling of the car here.
Yeah, he lights up that front left through that S-bend. It was at 122 degrees on that hard right-hander.
Alright, so lap 31 is kicking off. Mick out, trying his best to climb up through the ranks. Where did Potsy just go?
He's in pit lane. What the friggin' hell happened there? He drove through pit lane on my screen.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He didn't stop.
Wait a minute. So he was... What? Okay, so... Okay. And
He's
Potsy's
lost
left
a
the
good
session.
3 or 4 seconds. So, yeah.
Augustus got a 3
DC.
second time penalty, and there's wing damage as well. He's managed to collect the back of that racing point.
Potsy's an AI car and brake checked Gus. What the friggin' hell? What the absolute fuckery just occurred there, gents? You know what this does? This puts Wahid and Ali right into this race because Wahid's only got 3 seconds of penalties. Gus is 9 and Apollo's 9. So Wahid's effectively in race lead right now.
Oh my god, I don't... This has been the best broadcast I've done, by far.
It's certainly up there with the most ridiculous and entertaining.
I have no idea what to follow anymore. Major Payne just set the fastest lap, 1:37.3. Fresh tyres will do that.
Got sick of sitting on those almost 30 lap old hearts.
Okay, let's take a...
That AI brake check and Gus
Let's take a second.
is just
Okay.
the icing on the cake on that
So, we're on lap 32. Apollo Pepsi is in the lead. He has currently, just on the board, a 6.4 second lead in front of Gus. Potsy's AI is there in third. Wahid 4.8 seconds behind him. Mikau is climbing steadily. He's only 9.4 now behind. Ali in the Ferrari. He's closing up. Chunky's still in the race. I didn't even see him rejoin, but whatever. He's still going. So I don't know if it's his AI or him.
I think it's AI. But just Potsy's still going around with an AI car. But Wahid's on track to potentially do a Stephen Bradbury as his car's in front of him. Are having all sorts of trouble. Gus with damage now, and both Apollo and Gus with serious penalties, and Potsy and AI car. Wahid and Ali are in a great position here.
Oh my god. Okay. So lap 32. And all of the gaps are sort of blown out now, so you're not seeing any too close racing. Potsy's AI is doing a good job to stick to Gus there. Wahid's doing his best to try and chase it down. Potsy has rejoined, so here we go. We might see a little bit more action. But the lag is definitely affecting him because he went from the main straight to the pit lane.
Yeah, but telemetry's telling me he did a 2-minute 21 lap, which is 40 seconds more than it should have been. Yet he's only 7.5 seconds behind the lead. You know, the whole thing's gone completely psycho as Potsy dives into the pit. Which, I don't know whether it's him or his AI.
He's finishing in the pit lane! Oh my god!
You wouldn't read about it.
Yikes. Never mind that he drove through the pit lane at full speed before. No, that's fine. But when he decides to change his tyres, whoa, watch out.
Fuck me.
Okay, so Potsy legs it out in 6th position. Ali sets the fastest lap just before. So it's up to the Racing Point driver to try and climb his way back through. Oh my god.
Well, Wahid has 6 seconds on the 2 cars in front of him through penalties.
This is becoming the greatest race I have ever watched. Oh.
For all the wrong reasons.
This is just great. Alright. Well, Apollo Pepsi still in the lead. 6.7 seconds between him and the Toro Rosso of Gus. Wahid slowly making his way through. Mikau trying to climb back up. Potsy trying to do the same. He's now on fresh tyres, 4.6 seconds behind the Ferrari of Ali. Ali doing a great job. Haven't seen him before, but doing a great job to be where he is. Unfortunate DNFs from Flobber Bandcamp and T-Mac.
Yeah, Gus is losing just over a second a lap compared to Apollo in front of him, thanks to that missing end plate. So he can certainly truck on and probably keep a chance at a podium, but the lead's gone unless he changes that wing.
Nobody within DRS range of anyone now. Hit lap 34, so we've still got 20 plus laps to go. Anything can change here. You've still got a couple of people who will have to do a pit stop of some description. The top 3 drivers being on that list. I think can't see them go to the end on that.
No, well, Gus has to change tyres again. Simple as that, because he's done 2 stints on medium. If I was him, I'd change wing as well, but that's an extra 3 or 4 seconds. But he'll make that up in 3 laps. Right now, for me, this race is between Apollo, Wahid, and Ali.
We'll see how it evolves. Ali managing to make it down to that gap. Look at him go. Trying to chase down the Racing Point.
Mikau has 6 seconds more penalties than Ali.
Major Payne retires. What's going on here?
Just started to set some fast laps too.
No, I can't see anything.
I don't think he'd like himself because he's finally found some speed with those tyres.
Okay, so 4 DNFs now.
In the penalty sweepstakes, Lotus still has the lead with 15 seconds worth. Flubber had 12 and he eventually succumbed.
Watches this Ferrari. Keeps on the back of his Racing Point so well there through that snake section. Keeping very well. Very, very close as they move into turn 10. Now into turn 11. But the Ferrari will have all of that DRS to play with. Let's see what he does with his ERS meter. Smashes it up to overtake. That's what you like to see. Here we go. The Ferrari getting closer and closer now. He will take the Racing Point up on the inside of the next turn. Oh, he's really close!
Oh, when he gave Mikhail
Oh!
Squeezed him off so Mikhail gets the penalty.
Oh, Jesus!
Yikes.
That's gotta suck.
Far out.
He's pushed him out. He had all that space on the left side and he was like, nah, I want a bit more.
He had 15 metres of track on his left and he decides he needs a bit. Oh, that was awful. Mikhail will have the red mist after that for sure.
Oh my God, I think you're going to see the longest Stewart's highlight reel you've ever seen after this race.
Oh, I really wish they were all racing for sheep stations.
There's so much happening. Okay.
Far out. That's awesome.
So Ali doing a great job there. He does get past the Racing Point. Of course, that means the two Racing Point drivers are now together again. Potsy 2.7 seconds behind. Paulo Pepsi is making up the gap. Look at that, 8.3 seconds now. And he's on 21 lap hards. So he'll have to pit again, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, his tyres are just about to hit the 30% mark. They can't do another 20 laps. At least you wouldn't think they could. I mean, maybe if he stays in clear air like this, goes easy, goes soft. I mean, yeah, probably risking it.
Since we've got such massive gaps, we might just pop on board with our race leader. Have a look at how he's doing. Paulo Pepsi, usually one you'd expect to have crashed by now, is currently leading this race and doing a great job of it. 21 laps on that, 21 laps on those medium tyres. Jump on board with him. Let's have a look.
That's where he dives into the pits. He's 23 laps on those mediums, so low 30%. I've seen enough. He's got choice of compounds here. He's going to go softs, probably. He's going to try and do 19, 20 laps on softs. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. That's a bold move. Furthest anyone's made it on soft so far this race was 17 laps. And now Wahid's got to try and do 19. I would have thought he'd stay out just a couple more laps, but well, let's see what he's got up his sleeve.
So back up there with Apollo. He's starting to lose some time to Gus. He was 8 seconds, 8.7, but now he's 7.6. So doesn't seem like he's fighting the car too much. So he's got it in a nice little groove, but still got 19 laps to go.
Now, telemetry is telling me Apollo has wing damage on the front left of 12%. Gus has 38%, a yellow wing, and Ali has nothing. So we'll see how much time that costs. So Apollo just does a 149. Gus a 140 flat. And Ali's doing 137s. So Ali's making up over a second a lap to the cars in front of him. right now.
He's in a prime position to do an excellent job here at the back end of this race, but I've got to point out, ladies and gentlemen, Potsy has made his way into the DRS range of his teammate. So we're going to see more of this crazy battling that we saw earlier on.
Pink Panther 2, Electric Boogaloo, here we go.
Potsy is definitely taking Snake way a lot quicker than Mikhail is. As we move into turn 10 in preparation for turn 11, then the straight down to turn 12. Here we go, Potsy. Let's have a look. Versus the steering wheel a little bit as he moves in. Mikhail goes a little bit wide, so probably give a little bit of speed shave. Here we go, Potsy with the DRS. He's bringing it down now. Will he be able to catch him before the end of the straight? It's doing quickly. I don't think he'll do it unless he wants to do a late break, which he seems to want to commit to.
He'll have so much more grip on this exit with these tyres.
There it is, fresh, soft, well, fresher. And of course, Mikhail's tyres, and he does get it. So are we in for another 18-lap leapfrog?
I don't think Mikhail has the pace to keep in this zone. It'd be nice, but he's lapping about a second slower than Potsy at the moment.
Apollo goes into the pits. Apollo is in the pits. Okay, so let's jump on with him and see where he exits out. Gus Rules will, of course, overtake him as he moves through that section. He switches
Ali
out.
has a good chance to take Gus up the straight. Ali's my favourite for the race win, and I think he can do it. He gets that done so easily on Gus, but Gus comes back at him with a better exit. Of course, he has to stop again, but both Gus does as well.
Alright, so Apollo Pepsi manages to come back out in 5th. We'll see how well he can climb through the boards. Mikhail gets another 3-second time penalty. Absolute ridiculous race for him today. He's got to be on what, 13 seconds or something?
15 now.
15.
Yeah. And Potsy's not in much of a better position. He's on 11 seconds. As Ali gets that braking all wrong on Gus. He'll still have a chance with DRS, but for the race lead. And this is effective lead as well.
Here we go. He's going to try and go up on the inside. Hard brake. You can see the lock up there on the left, so it's going to give Gus Rules a best advantage. God, he gets away so quick. Up to 7.
Ali was pretty polite there. He broke harder than he needed to. Try to keep that apex. He could have run a bit deep and cut Gus off.
Okay, so Gus maintaining the lead. 18 lap medium, sorry. But Gus will probably try and ride these out to the end, I think.
You've got to think this overtake's a matter of when, not if.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Look at Ali's already 0.2 now. As they come into that main straight. DRS is going to kick in. That Toro Rosso is going to be left for dead.
Gus
See you, mate.
Significant damage. Potsy now almost within a second of Gus. Gus is at risk of being stuck in no man's land a little bit soon. He's about to get swallowed up by 2 other cars.
Apollo Pepsi.
No!
3-second time penalty.
Puts him at 12 seconds. Which actually means he's effectively ahead of Apollo.
God, this is insane. This is insane.
Ali's effectively over 7 seconds ahead of Gus penalties. So he's well and truly in the ascendancy if he can keep it clean from here. Gus is losing so much time, blown out to a second. As Potsy gets him. Potsy's going to keep it, I think. He's going to have the traction, but Gus is fighting hard.
God, look at this. The hand goes up. Gus Rules still currently in the lead. Oh, God, a massive punt as Potsy tries to get past again. 16 laps to go.
Gus did not have much traction there on that hard right hand. Half of his front wing just slides out. His front left has got 5% more wear on it than the other tyres around it as they all dive into the pen. They all dive into the pit. Ali picks up 3 seconds.
Yeah, Ali just got a 3-second pit. Gus Rules and Potsy both go in. Apollo Pepsi hits the fastest lap of the 1:37.0. It's going to put him into third as Potsy and Gus are both trying to... Who's going to get out first, actually? Hold on a minute. It's going to be Potsy. Yep, definitely. As Gus is still holding on. Ah, the new wing. Ah, that's right. It's going to cost him, but he's on the soft tyre. So for this last stint, he will be a lot faster.
Yeah. So as we started this race with, he did those 2 medium stints. We said he'd be quick at the end because of the softs. Now he's just got to execute.
Okay, lap 41 of 56. Woo! This has been such a long race.
Oh, and then picks up 3 seconds for Gus for his troubles. Oh, no. You don't need that, mate. You don't need that.
I am physically tired watching this race. It is... Oh, my God. This has been intense.
We haven't even hit squeaky bum time yet. We've still got 15 laps to go.
This race is intense. Oh, my God. Okay, so, update. Ali in the lead. He did pick up a 3 second time penalty, but it shouldn't hurt him too much. Mikau in second place, 3.2 seconds behind the leader. Apollo Pepsi doing his best to try and climb up, 1.2 seconds behind Mikau and on the soft tyre. Wahid, 6.5 seconds behind Apollo Pepsi, also on the soft tyre. Potsy trying his best. He now has fresh mediums after that pit stop. And Gus Rules has soft tyres. We know he's fast, but he did just pick up a 3 second time penalty on top of everything else. So that might have just ruined his chances at a premier result. Of course, we will still have to pay all attention as Apollo Pepsi is getting closer and closer to the back of that racing point. 0.6 the gap now as they move into Snake Way. You can see the amount of speed that Apollo carries through there. Mikau not as comfortable.
This is the sort of stuff you just don't get in those 50% races. They end before this sort of level of memery can kick in.
The extra pit stops just throw so much dynamic into everything. Look at Apollo Pepsi. He managed to get to 0.4 seconds onto the turn 11. Here we go into the DRS. This Renner's going to eat that racing point like no problem. But Mikau has the opinion to try and defend. No, he doesn't. He stays out onto the right. Okay. Good choice. So we don't have any sort of bump. And Apollo Pepsi takes that second position. So it'll be up to him to try and catch up to Ali. But even with all those penalties that he has, I think there's a good chance the Ferrari might take today's win.
Yeah, effectively Apollo's 9 seconds behind Ali. So he's got to make up almost a second a lap. And of course not add to his penalty toll. Apollo's certainly in a good position now for a podium though. At minimum. He goes fastest.
Fastest lap, 1:36.9 there. You can tell that he's pushing it. Mick out, trying to get that DRS to work for him. But on those medium tyres, it's going to be a couple of laps before Apollo starts to feel the shelf life break down on those softs. And Mikau's got to sort of deal with that. Gus is trying his best to push up. Gus just took the fastest lap there, 1:36.6. So you can tell he's trying to make it up, 4.2 seconds behind the racing point of Potsy for him. Don't know if he'll be able to catch up. We'll have to keep an eye out on that.
I think he will. I think he'll take Potsy. He's only a second worse off with penalties than Potsy. I would think he can make those softs be a second faster than Potsy's mediums near the end of this race. He's already shaved just about another second off. He's wringing the neck out of that Toro Rosso, taking a good second and a half off Potsy through those S's. Watch this space. This time next lap he might be in the chance with DRS.
Lap 43 of 56, which means we're 13 laps till the end. I mean, I'm seeing a great drive from everyone. It's insane. Ali to put himself where he is. Great job from him. Apollo Pepsi. Not in a million years would I have pegged that he'd be where he is there. Ali goes into the pit, of course. Let's keep an eye out on that. So Apollo's going to have the overtake now. I'm sorry, did he just switch to mediums?
The frig? Oh, he's done 3 straight soft stints. He had to.
Oh, that's...
Okay.
I think
Well,
that's... I don't think that's going to get him...
That throws another wrench in the spinner. Then the spinner into... Who knows? Something.
Oh, drifting there! Putsy!
Oh.
Just caught the end of that.
No, there's not. He's clean.
Okay, so Gus Rules caught him.
No, he's... Wow.
Okay, so the okay. So, little bit of things have been injected in here. So the question now becomes, can Ali, in 12 laps, make up the gap to Apollo Pepsi?
Well, that's going to depend on his medium lap time, because right now what on track effectively is 19 seconds behind Apollo. He has a 6-second advantage with penalties, Apollo. So effectively is 12, 13 seconds off. So he's got to make up 12 seconds on a slower compound over the next 12 laps. Suddenly, it looks like he's taking himself out of the equation.
The crazy thing
It's strategy.
about the race here is that if you take into account all of the penalties that have been dealt out so far, and you take into account the top 5 people in this race, and the fact that we have 11 laps to go, I can't tell you who the clear winner is.
Well,
Because it could be anyone.
I can tell you right now Wahid is winning this race. Right now.
Right.
He is in the effective lead after penalties.
Okay. But how much
That's
of a time between... Lotus gets a 5-second penalty in this middle.
Well, Apollo has 12 seconds, right?
Okay.
Mikau has 15, and Wahid has 3.
Alright. So what's the gap then between him and Ali? So they both have 3?
Ali has 6 seconds.
Oh.
So Wahid's an effective race lead.
Oh. I didn't realise
His
Ali
tyres
had
are...
6 seconds.
Wahid's tyres are going to be borderline come the end, but... See, Ali's done a stop more than everyone. He's done 3 stops.
Ali just took a little bit of a drift there on those medium tyres, which means Gus is going to get the advantage coming down. That's straight into turn 12. The Ferrari's going to have to slot back in, but the straight is long enough he might even be able to get a toe off it. No, he backs off just a little bit. Okay, so...
That's where Ali's gone wrong. He stuffed himself with strategy. I wasn't paying close enough attention. Didn't realise he'd done 3 soft stints instead of changing it up and throwing on a set of mediums instead. That extra 20 seconds in pit lane has cost him big time.
Okay, so... Right now, Wahid is your effective race leader.
Yeah.
Pulling off a great drive for the Alpha team, mind you. This race has taken so much out of me that I
didn't want to have to use this much brain power.
I
really
know.
didn't want to have to try and calculate.
I know, but this has been what, like, the best race. I don't even care. I'm putting my foot down. The
Awesome.
best race. The 2 Haas drivers wanted each other's heads. Racing Point decided to want to have their version as well. I mean, this has been insane. 100% races bring out the absolute best in everyone. As we're seeing Ali trying to gain up to Gus Rules, but those mediums don't show their effectiveness until, the 10, 11 lap where the softs of everyone else starts to degrade. Gus Rules is completely running away with this. 1.1 seconds at this point. He's trying to chase down Wahid. I don't think that's going to happen. Wahid's managed to bring down the gap to 2.1 to Mikau, so I mean...
Gus is effectively 19 seconds behind Wahid after pens. So he's got 10 laps to make up 2 seconds a lap on a guy on the same compound. That are significantly more worn, but that's a big ask. But he's got good pace. He's no scrub.
I think the thing to take away from this race is that no matter how good you drive, right, if you just extend off the track just a tiny bit, it ruins your entire race. And I mean, and that's what you want, obviously. You don't want people to be able to cheat and get extra speed where they shouldn't be getting extra speed. I get that. But Apollo Pepsi has literally pulled possibly the drive of the season. And he won't win because, unfortunately, he went too far off the track. Wahid kept his nose clean, or at least cleaner. Yeah, and with that drive, has cemented the win. Mikau, I mean, okay, I'm at 3 seconds he doesn't deserve. There's 3 seconds in there that he doesn't deserve because the Ferrari decided to force him so far off the track, and the game was like, no, you did that. So
and that's the only one we saw. There might have been more too.
Yeah, that's true. So that's unfortunate to him. But look, right now, lap 47. Good job to Wahid. Let's see if he can hold it. A lot can happen within this.
But yeah, I mean, it tells you saving that 10th or 2 a lap by cutting ever so slightly or extending limits is not worth the 3 seconds he gets left.
But I'm physically tired. Like this is killing me.
Now into single digits with laps left, 9 laps to go, and Wahid's now DRS range of Mikau. Didn't get it though for this home straight, but after the S bends onto the big straight, he should have it. You'd think.
Let's jump back up there with Wahid. Jump on board. Let's watch him try and chase down this racing point.
Gus is the fastest car on track by about a second over the last lap. Will it mean anything? Well, we'll see.
Lap 48, which means 8 laps to go. Wahid getting ever closer to the back of Mikau. He comes into the DRS zone, so he's going to get quite a massive boost coming down onto this straight. Absolute massive respect to Wahid, putting that car in places. I mean, good job, man. Hopefully you can hold it. And it'll just put more and more of a gap if he can make it into second. The compound should allow him to do that.
Yeah, his tyres are only 30%, so they still have a little bit of life in them.
But Gus has brought the gap down to 9 seconds now.
Gus is considerably faster than everyone else out on track. Besides Lotus, who's blitzing it. He went purple in first sector for Lotus, so... He's not playing for anything, but Gus sets fastest lap of the race. Again, he already held it. Lotus might have something to say about that.
So, how many seconds does Gus have again? 12?
Gus is sitting on 12, yeah. Wahid 3. Ali 6. Mikau 15 and Pepsi 12.
So...
And Lotus 18.
So Gus will have to... Gus will have to put...
Oh, 135.8. Blistering lap.
Yeah. Gus will have to put 6 seconds between him and Ali to hold on to 4.
That's it, yeah. Which, at the moment, he's on pace to do.
Sector 2 yellow flag. What's going on?
Oh, we've got a Pink Panther in the wall. Potsy.
Okay.
In the gravel. No damage, but look at it. Just an excursion.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you're going to have to watch out for. Wahid is on point to take the win on this race. Apollo Pepsi's trying his best to hold on to second, which I think he will, because I think he's got less penalties than Mikau does.
Considerably so, yeah.
Yeah, so he should have second. Gus, Apollo's on 15, did you say?
Apollo's on 12 and Mikau 15.
And Gus is on 12 as well?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, 6 laps to go. Here are the major things. Wahid at this point is going to take this race, no ifs, ands, no buts. Good job to him. Gus Rules has to try and put 6 seconds between him and Ali to hold his position. Which, it looks like, if he keeps doing the way he's doing, is going to happen.
Well, it's not done yet. Look, Apollo has 12 seconds.
Oh, Gus has got another 3 seconds! Okay, forget it! Forget what I just said. That's fine. It's done.
He is now 9.5 seconds behind Apollo. And Apollo only has 9 seconds more penalty than Wahid. So, Apollo just needs a 9-second gap on Wahid, and he wins.
Oh, really?
That's all he needs.
Oh my god, okay. I have done the math wrong here. So
it's because Wahid got considerably slowed in that gap just then, sitting behind Mikau. He had a couple of slow laps. He was losing over a second a lap to up to Pepsi.
So checking your telemetry, which one of the two drivers is faster? Is Apollo Pepsi faster on the track than Wahid?
Last lap, Apollo did a 1:37.6 and Wahid did a 1:39.1.
Oh my god, okay. 5 seconds. Sorry, 5 seconds? 5 laps. Oh, this is killing me. My brain is on meltdown. Okay, 5 laps. Apollo Pepsi is currently 9.1 seconds ahead. I swear to God, if Apollo Pepsi can hold 9 freaking seconds from 5 laps from Wahid and take the freaking win, I'm going to lose it. Because Apollo deserves that. I did not realize that what. Oh my god.
Yeah,
okay.
He'd lost so much time sitting behind Mikau those last few. So he couldn't get that overtake done. He lost a good 3 or 4 seconds in it.
Okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what you're going to have to watch out for. The battle now. Can Wahid keep it under 9 seconds? He's doing a good job so far. It's lap 51 and it is 8.6 seconds. Apollo Pepsi has the fresher tyres.
By about 10%. This time.
Man.
But he's carrying a slight bit of wing damage, which is hurting a little bit. He needs a 9-second gap, and it's
anything can happen here in this last 5 laps, and now it's just gonna. This is just gonna throw everything up into the air.
Next penalty wins.
Pretty much. I swear. If Wahid or Apollo get a penalty, I'm gonna be so angry. I'm going to be so angry. Mikau picked up the 3-second one just before, so he's completely out of it.
He's an 18.
So the battle's really between Wahid and Pepsi and Gus and Ali. That's pretty much what it's come down to.
Yeah, but Gus is on 15 seconds as well.
Oh my god, it's lap 52, and they're dancing on the freaking line, man. They're dancing on the line. 8.936.
Wahid was 2/10 faster than Apollo.
Oh my god. How can a race between two cars be so close and they're nowhere near each other? I tell you what, this is where the magic of the timing system comes into it. Angel of War, Apollo will go for the 3-second penalty bottle. #believe. Shush your mouth. Shush your mouth. This is not going to happen. Neither one of them are going to get penalties, and it's going to dance. And I swear to God, if it stays at this level, look at it now, 8.985. If it stays at this level, and Apollo Pepsi loses by like 1/1000th of a second, I vote we cancel Tier 1 and Tier 2, and every day is just 100%. I don't even care. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. The cars aren't even next to each other, and it is as close as you want it to be. Wahid has now brought it down to 8.8 seconds, so right now he is in the lead. And all he has to do is keep it ahead. Apollo Pepsi with fresher tyres. And here's the best part. Apollo doesn't even know. Unless he's watching the stream. He doesn't even realise that that's the case.
He's always going to be quicker through that second sector, though, because of the intervals should blow out again a little bit near the end of this lap. Wahid was slower in first sector,
that's it.
Faster in second sector.
Game over.
No.
Game over. Apollo with a 3-second. Okay, Angel called it. Apollo has bottled the whole thing. That is so unfortunate. But Apollo will take second position.
Shit.
So unless Wahid gets a 3-second time penalty, which if happens, I'm going to be done. I'm going to be so done. I'm going to be so done. Oh, man. And look,
Oh,
look, look, 9.1. Went up. Oh my. Oh my god.
Wahid is sitting on 2 warnings. One more warning and Wahid gets a pen. So.
Oh my god. I swear if Wahid gets a penalty, I'm I don't wish penalties on drivers. I don't.
No.
But
I do.
If it happened.
Just because I want to see this 9-second thing.
If it happened.
Oh, this is awesome.
The fact of the matter is Apollo has done so well to put the car where it is. He's driven so well. And unfortunately, to lose to penalties sucks. But, I mean, you still got to give him props. You got to give Wahid the same respect. He's done such a great job to put it here.
Wahid was 6,000th of a second faster that last lap. So there's nothing between these two guys. Nothing.
Lap 53 of 56, only 3
Wahid's
laps.
tyres are only going to get slower though. They are warm. They're in the 40s.
Yeah,
so
but they're not going to get 3 seconds slower.
No. But they are going to be slower over a lap, which means one warning and suddenly...
Yeah, that is true.
He's going to know that though, and you'd think that would mean he'd drive more conservatively, but...
Okay.
3 laps to go as he crosses the line.
Lap 54 of 56. Wahid has about a 3-second barrier now. As Apollo Pepsi did collect a 3-second time penalty just before, so if it holds on as it is, Wahid will be crowned your champion of the Circuit of the Americas.
Apollo was 3/10 faster last lap. So if it wasn't for pens, he'd be in a good chance. Here's Gus picks up 3 seconds for his trouble.
So it looks like Ali will take that position from him.
Gus is up to 18 seconds along with Mikau. Ali at the moment would be in 3rd right now. Which is a hell of a drive for him. He's done well. If it wasn't for that extra pit stop, we'd be talking about him for the lead.
So right now, I'm going to stick on this Alfa Romeo. I'm going to watch very closely because Lotus gets a 3-second time penalty.
Lotus up to 21 seconds a pen.
Oh, Lotus has an issue.
Flag out there.
Yeah, Potsy had a bit of an issue there.
Potsy had another spin. It's same spot he spun last time, actually.
So lap 55. There's only 2 more laps in it. Wahid right now.
That interval was still bang on 9-second mark. Holy frig. Wahid was 3/10 faster that lap. That trading blows. 2 laps to go. Wahid's just got to stay inside those white lines and he gets the win.
I wonder if Wahid knows.
He'd have no idea.
Sector 2, Sector 3, yellow flag. He would have no idea. He'd have no idea at all. Unless, of course, they were talking in the race lobby.
Far out. He goes so close to cutting that last one. But it's so much harder to cut when you're not in traffic. When you're in clear air, you shouldn't be cutting the corners. You just shouldn't.
This race has been such a drain on the drivers and my well-being. But I'm so glad to have watched it because it has been all the way down to the wire. Right now, Wahid will take the win. We still have 1 lap to go. And I swear, if a cut comes, if a 3-second penalty gets divvied to Wahid and it comes down to that absolute nail-biter, oh my God. I do not wish a penalty upon anyone, and I really hope that Wahid keeps his nose clean and he wins because he deserves to. Apollo will take 2nd, so I mean, it's still good. It's still good, but I just...
Look
at the gap! It's oh my God! It's dangerous between 9 to
Wahid was 3/10 slower that lap, so they're just trading 3/10 every lap. One's faster than the next lap. The other
right now, all Wahid has to do is keep his head
bring
on.
this lap home.
Bring this lap home, and he wins.
Which he should. He's only got 3 seconds for the race, so he's not
You can see him navigating perfectly through those apexes. He knows what's up.
He knows he's on 2 warnings. He knows there's a good chance the car in front has pens.
All right, I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna switch to Apollo. Just to watch
That's
him at
almost
the
a
end.
10-second gap now.
Just to watch him, and I want to see how he finishes this race. He is coming up onto the back of Chunky, I believe.
He was getting a toe down that straight too. Would have made all the difference. Would have made all the difference.
Can you imagine if he managed to make a 3-second gap? Like 9.5 now. Okay, so
I thought where he was going to close that 9-second gap, but he didn't. It's come down to penalties.
Apollo Pepsi has blown it out to 10 seconds. Oh my god, I thought that... Okay. So Apollo Pepsi comes across in first. Wahid held on. Didn't get a penalty. So that means he will take first place after corrections. Mikhail comes across. Gus comes across. Ali will come across. And shoot up! Right up into third. So he takes the last place on the podium. Great job from all of these drivers. But props especially to Wahid. Oh my god.
Well done.
Oh my god. When that last when it popped up and I saw, I was like, you're kidding. But no, it was Gus Rules. Oh my god. Okay. No worries. That's oh my god.
That was awesome. Cleanest driver wins, which is fair enough, but what a drive from them all, to be honest. Everyone gave us some entertainment that race.
That's wicked. That was wicked. That was so wicked. That was so wicked. Okay, so now we're just waiting on... Impulse just popped up at the end then. What the hell? Okay. So, congratulations to Wahid. He takes your first position due to penalties. I mean, but then again, seriously, respect to all of them. Wahid for an amazing, cleaner race. Apollo Pepsi, wow. Seriously, man, where is that in Tier 1? Show us that type of drive in Tier 1. And Ali, look, man, great drive from you. You managed to put it there onto third on the podium.
Yeah, look, for me, Ali could have won this race. It was just strategy that cost him. So he had great pace. He'll learn from that.
Oh, man.
What a drive.
Yeah, no, what a race. Circuit of the Americas you have provided for us today. Oh, my God. Okay, so just another recap there. Apollo Pepsi with 15 seconds of penalties. 26 seconds there for Lotus. Wahid takes the win. Congratulations to him. Apollo Pepsi with a great drive. Ali as well puts himself into third. Unfortunate for Mikhail and Gus Rules getting 21 seconds each, but that's how it goes. Okay, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed that. I know I did. As usual, I've been Q90. This is C Carrot. We will see you tomorrow night for Tier 1 and Tier 2. Bye for now.
Sayonara.